Hey everybody out there, this is Tom in Western North Carolina, and I'm making this video as kind of an introduction to my YouTube channel that I just got onto YouTube on Sunday. Anyways, what I do mostly is make shaving horses, and this is the shaving horse that I make and sell. I'm just about to start making a batch of these today, and I'm going to go through making a shaving horse with you, and it's probably going to be multiple videos because I don't have editing and all that kind of stuff right now, so most of the things I do have to be done in just one take, with maybe a pause or two in there. But that's all right now that I know how to do, with my camera. And so I'm just starting, and I just gonna hope you get something out of it. When I go through this shaving horse with you, I'm not gonna give you every single measurement in detail, but I'm gonna just show you how I go about it, and all the parts and things like that, and some of the methods that I use to get some of the things done. And I'll just go through the shaving horse quick with you right now so you have kind of an introduction to it. Some people call this an English style shaving horse. The business end of this horse is right up here where you clamp between this and this. And this particular model has what I call a ratchet head on it, and that you can very easily change the depth right here of what you are going to be clamping. So anyways, let me get that apart. That's the ratchet head. Work surface, ratchet bar, cheeks. This is your treadle, right here, treadle. These are the levers. Here's the pivot point for the levers. And right in here is what I call the backup head. It backs up this piece. And that backup head is in there with dowels. This here is the front leg. These pieces here I call the rails. This piece here, this piece I call the pivot. It's the one that engages in these notches. This piece I call the jaw. This is the seat. It's upholstered with leather. It has padding, and it just sits in there. You can slide it back and forth to wherever you need to be to do your work. These back here are the back legs or rear legs. Right in between these two rails there's a piece here that's called the back leg spacer. There's two rails, and then there's a space here between them, and there's a spacer there. There's room for this in here. There's room for the two heads to go down in there, and there's room in the front here for the front leg to go in. It's bolted together with half-inch bolts for the front and rear legs. These bolts here are 3/8" bolts. This one, they both need to be not super tight, so that this needs to pivot and this needs to roll around. I'm going to tell you that there is a plan on the internet, free of charge. It's a PDF. And it's on the Country Workshops Archive website. it's somewhere on there. You can find it. And I can tell you that I made this plan at least 20 years ago. And it's this shaving horse here that I make now. It's very similar to that one, but all the exact measurements are not the same, and it's a little bit different. But if you like plans and like following a plan, it's a pretty decent plan. But if you had that plan in your hand and you watched these videos that I'm going to show you, you might get some more ideas or different ideas about how you could make it a little bit better than those old plans are. Anyways, I'm getting ready, possibly today, not sure. It's getting to be late afternoon. I'm going to make a batch of these. I usually make 4 at a time. But right now I'm very low on these 2 parts here. One of the parts being the jaw and the other part being the pivot. And both of those parts I make out of some kind of hard wood, because they're places that can wear out. And so anyways, I like to try to make a batch of them, more than 4. Just when I get into this kind of wood, I want to just make a bunch of these if I can. And I can tell you right now that I'm not going to show me like jointing and sawing and sanding wood. I don't have a camera person. I don't have any way of editing. I think most people that'll be watching this know how to do those things. And if you don't know how to do those things and want to learn those things, I'm sure there's plenty of other sites on YouTube that will show you how to do those type things. Now I may, cut in on a video or show you a piece of wood and say, I have just jointed, or I've just run this piece of wood through the joiner. I'm probably not going to show you me running it through the joiner. I'm just going to tell you that that's what it is, and that's how I got to that spot. Now these 2 particular pieces, I've got some pieces of wood here. I've got a chunk of wood right here. It's a leftover from some wood. It's red oak that I sawed up, that I had sawed probably in the vicinity of 12 or 14 years ago. And it's the other pieces that are this thickness, 2.5 inches, are already made into a tabletop for a workbench. And there's a possibility that I will actually get into making that workbench and go through that with you also. And then here's another piece of wood. And this piece of wood I intend on making this jaw piece out of. This jaw piece is not square. It's 2 different sizes. And that way you've got 2 places right here. If it just doesn't quite fit there, you can just rotate that 90 degrees and have another setting here for your thickness. So I like to have a thick piece of wood to make this out of, so that the thickness of the wood does the thick side of this. And I think this is about the perfect piece of wood to try to get some of them out of. Now here's another piece of wood I have on hand. And I can tell you that I'm running pretty short on this type of wood, because I've been just using it up over the last 10 years. And I got most of this type wood, like I say, in the area of 20 to 14 years ago. Maybe 20 to 12 years ago. But anyways, this piece of wood, on it says white oak 406. So this piece of wood was sawed in '06. That's 14 years ago. It's air dried. And so I'm going to use this piece of wood for these pieces. And what the first step I'm going to do, I'll just tell you, the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this into narrower pieces that are more in the vicinity of this wide, so that I can actually, using smaller pieces, run it through the joiner, run it through the planer, things like that. And seeing as this is an introduction to my channel, another thing that I make is chairs, our chairs. And this is the style of chair that I make. This one I just got done making the other day. And it's got the oil still just a little bit damp on it. But this is what I call a 3-slat dining chair. And pretty soon, probably when I get done making this next batch of shaving horses, I'm going to start in on another one or maybe even two of this style chair. And I'm going to try to go through that with you also. You know, with short takes. Most of the takes, YouTube videos, I hope will be around in the vicinity of 10 minutes. And I have already actually posted some videos actually of this chair, but I didn't start the videos until I was well into the process of making this chair. And so you just got the last 2 or 3 steps, 4 or 5 steps, I'm not sure. And anyways, it turns out that I picked a very poor name for my channel, and it's very difficult to find. And I'm going to change the name pretty soon. Maybe even at the beginning of this video. And so anyways, like I say, I'm not going to show you every single detail or tell you every single exact measurement. And I'm not going to tell you this is the only way to do any step that I do. I'm going to just be showing you how I go about doing it and what works for me. And I'm just hoping that somebody out there will get some kind of a good out of it, or enjoyment maybe even. But just that's what I'm up to. And I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you find some other of my videos and continue to just enjoy your life and be thankful for what you have. I'm thankful for what I have, and I'm going to try to share a little bit of it with you. So I'll see you another day.